Chilantaisaurus tashuicoensis is a tyrannosaurid and our number 4 seed. This animal is gigantic at over 40 feet long, almost 4 feet longer than the competitor Mapusaurus, who's a carcharodontosaurid from Argentina. Mapusaurus has speed on his side, but he gives up 2 tons. He does have a nice bite, but we all know tyrannosaurs have massive bite power. This is a battle that could end quickly. Chilantaisaurus rapidly goes after Mapusaurus, but Mapusaurus refuses to be intimidated and meets Chilantaisaurus head on, relying on the speed a little bit, tries to take a bite, is able to cut Chilantaisaurus. Mapusaurus does a bite and then runs towards the forest on the south side. Chilantaisaurus gives charge, and then Mapusaurus enters the forest a little bit and then turns around and has a direct charge at Chilantaisaurus. Chilantaisaurus kicks Mapusaurus, breaks his leg. You can hear the snap. Mapu goes down. Chilantaisaurus quickly goes in for the kill and savages Mapusaurus, literally gutting him. However, out of nowhere, 6 additional Mapusauruses appear, surround Chilantaisaurus, and take him down in a battle of gory blood. Chilantaisaurus is destroyed by this pack of Mapusaurs. How they got there, we don't know. We're definitely going to have to make sure that Mapusaurus isn't able to cheat in the future, but Mapusaurus was found in a bone bed, so it doesn't surprise me that he brought some friends along. Mapusaurus gets the upset. Number 13 advances. Another dinosaur that I was not familiar with, and I'm still not sure I'm saying the name right. In many cases, I went and reached to the paleontologists that named these dinosaurs to validate that I'm saying it correctly. But in this case, Chilantaisaurus tashuicoensis, and I apologize HU, the person that named it in 1964, if I'm botching that particular pronunciation. But this animal is a tyrannosaur. Very large, powerful beast. It was discovered fairly fragmentary, but what was found was large elements of the skeleton and a giant hand claw. And with a tyrannosaur, we know that the tyrannosaurs in Asia and North America are very close. Some people have tried to synonymize Tarbosaurus with Tyrannosaurus. Chilantaisaurus fits in there as well. Larger than Tarbosaurus, slightly smaller than Tyrannosaur. Very large Tyrannosaur with that massive bite power. And we put him up against Mapusaurus rosei. And Mapusaurus is a carcharodontosaurid from Argentina, and it was found in a bone bed. So it is very rare that you find meat-eating bone beds. There's one for Albertosaurus, there's one for Allosaurus at the Cleveland Lloyd, and there's one for Mapusaurus. At least 7 individuals of various sizes were found in one spot. And in the paper, Rodolfo Correa and Phil Curry, they state that they were found together, and you can't rule out that it could have been a predator trap, or maybe it was a cave or something where they would go in and die over many years. But in some interviews that Rodolfo did for some television shows, Rodolfo came out and said he believed they were hunting as a pack. So on paper, Mapusaurus has no business potentially beating this giant tyrannosaur. But in the battle, I had Mapusaurus going up against Chilantaisaurus and being worked over pretty solid. He was bit savagely. He was kicked. Everyone underestimates the Tyrannosaurus kicks. And then I had a little bit of World Wrestling Federation that I grew up with. Mapusaurus's pals came out of the woods and completely destroyed Chilantaisaurus. So what are your thoughts on these two titans, and how do you think how that played out and what happened in the real world?
Well, I definitely think one-on-one, Mapusaurus, no question. I mean, it was almost an unfair matchup right from the beginning, you know. But when you get a big group of them, that's really where they can shine, you know. And it's always tough to read that kind of evidence. What are large predators doing together, dying in the same spot? I think the idea of a predator trap is certainly a compelling one and a good simple explanation. But without more evidence, you don't really know. So I don't think you could rule out the pack hunting. And in that case, it really is anybody's game.
That's a great point on the fact that these fossils that we find, they're bones, and trying to elucidate behavior from actual fossils can be very tough. There's lots of reasons why 7 meat eaters would be found in the same spot. La Brea tar pits comes to mind as one of the more famous predator traps. But at the same time, Mapusaurus was found with the material that was described. They hint that there's even larger versions of Mapusaurus that equal or exceed the size of Giganotosaurus. And in this battle, we didn't play up that, but stay tuned.